Imagine turning a vacant piece of land into a thriving development and significant profit. Turning dirt into dollars is your beginner's guide into everything land development related. We're going to walk you through the basics, and we're going to cover the journey and the entire process of what it really takes to turn a raw piece of land into your next real estate asset. Hi, my name is Abhishek Bhasin with Remax Realtron and Team Embark. And the point and the objective behind Dirt to Dollars for me is to teach everything that I've learned about in my Masters of Real Estate and Infrastructure from the Schulich School of Business and try to simplify it so that way first-time land developers can have a comprehensive guide and understanding of what it actually takes to take a raw piece of land and turn it into a legacy, a beautiful real estate asset that they can keep or sell and turn into profits. In this video, I'm going to generally go over the steps of land development. Every week, we're going to comprehensively go into each of these steps in more detail. We're going to give you tips and tricks and what it really takes to be successful at every step of the land development. We're going to interview local developers and stakeholders of each of those processes so you get a real understanding of what goes behind the scenes. So let's start the general overview of the steps behind land development. Step number one is site selection. How do we identify which site is suitable for land development? What do we need to look at from the town, the province, the city's perspective as to what the highest and best use for that asset is? Once we identify it, what price should we buy it at that makes the most sense so our project is profitable? I can't stress the importance of due diligence in this step. You need to talk to local experts. You need to find out from consultants before you actually firm up on a deal what could potentially go wrong with the site and what its highest and best use. Step number two is design and development planning. This is now where you craft a vision that meets your market need, where the role of architects, engineers, your consultants become very vital. Without their proper input and adequate advice, you can't bring your project to fruition. Step number three is securing approvals and permits. In this step, you're going to have to efficiently navigate bureaucracy and the regulatory players and environment that you're operating in. Every town, every municipality, every region will have its own special stakeholders that you need to get input on and have them become part of your development. In this stage, if you don't operate this properly, your entire development can be put on hold. This is where the next step becomes really important, and that's building your team. Once you've identified what the community stakeholders require, you need to bring your proper team together that can actually handle the project on site. All of your consultants, all of your construction managers, your suppliers, everybody needs to be on the same page. So this is where the role of communication is going to become vital for the project's success. Step 5 is project financing. In this step, you're going to have to understand the different financing options that are made available to you. Every option may not be suitable for the project that you're trying to achieve on that site. You need to look at the option that helps you best manage cash flows and reduces financial risk in the overall project. In the episode on finances, we're going to go over a concept called time value of money. But basically, every time your project gets delayed or if it goes beyond the initial scope that you had planned, you're losing money. You're going to deplete returns and you're not going to make your investors happy. So it's crucial that you understand what your financing options are and then you pick the right one suitable for that site. Step number 6 is marketing your project. You want to create a compelling marketing strategy that attracts buyers or tenants. And at the same time, you now want to leverage both digital and traditional marketing tactics together in order to target the right buyer or tenant that you're going after. More importantly, you want to ensure that your marketing efforts align with what the community is looking for. And the last step is the project wrap-up step. In this step, what you're going to do is you're going to take each step of the process and you're going to try to identify where you had strengths in and where you had weaknesses in, where you found inefficiencies that for future projects you can actually improve on and perhaps increase profitability. You're going to identify team members that you found very strong and you want to ensure that they're on your next project. And you're going to identify team members that you perhaps will not work with or employ for your next development. This is the part where you're going to look at your financing option that you chose and try to identify if they were the right partners for this type of development that you wanted to do or the niche that you're trying to operate in. And lastly, you're going to look at your marketing and sales effort. And you're going to see, hey, did we really achieve the value at the end that we wanted to achieve? Or did market dynamics change and we weren't able to respond as efficiently or as quickly? After you have an oversight of exactly where your strengths were step by step, that's when you're going to start creating a brand for your development. And you can start packaging that brand and try to get future investors on into your next development project. So there's a general overview of the development process. As I mentioned, every week we're going to go into more detail on each of these steps. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit the like button. It helps other people who might be interested in land development come across this video. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that way you get notified when our video on site acquisition gets launched next week. I'm Abhishek Bhasin with Remax Realtron and Team Her, and I look forward to turning dirt into dollars with you.